Hello and welcome. You're gaming with Dirk, and I am Dirk. And this is the Stanley Parable. This was,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. So this is, was a mod created in Half-Life 2, I think. Now, it got nominated for a bunch of indie rewards and storytelling rewards, so they decided to make it into a full-fledged game, which is awesome. So we're gonna see how this plays out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. This is demoralizing. Why should I go to the door on my left? I want to be independent. I want to be free.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh, yes, I do.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, okay. We'll do that.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
It is beautiful.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Speaking of drink, I want some coffee. Coffee nut. I'm a coffee nut.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, we'll go left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section,
The heck is
walked
that?
straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, we'll do that. Oh,
Yet there was not a single person here either.
oh that's
Feeling
depressing.
a wave of disbelief,
Do not
Stanley decided to
alter
go up to
without
his boss's
consulting
office,
with board
hoping he
manager.
might find an answer there.
What day is it? Meeting schedule. Legal idea. Question. Group. Is there like a meeting every day except for these X's? What day is it? Oh no, these are times of day. So there's a meeting every hour of every day of every month of every year. Awesome. Everyone is unique. Most of all you. You most of all. I can't read straight. A lot of space between the teenagers. Size of demographic. Teenagers. What? Throw something. Look like jumping. Throw something in the idea bin. That's a trash. How is? So we're just throwing ideas in the trash. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, sir. Oh, solving. I can't read all that. We gotta continue. Broom closet. Oh, it's broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet,
Yes,
but
I
there
did.
was nothing here, so
Yes,
he turned
there's
around
tons
and
of
got
things
back
here.
on track.
We can play with lots of things. Like I'm gonna start mopping. We're gonna start mopping something. Does it give me the option?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Wow.
No reason to still be here.
All right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But what's downstairs? I'm so curious. What's downstairs? Oh, garage.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss,
yeah.
admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Oh, I couldn't
he
do
might
that.
be fired for that.
Oh.
And in such a competitive economy, why
1,
had
2,
he taken
3,
that
4.
risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Oh, someone
His
spilled
boss
some
would
coffee.
think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All
That
of my
is a
co-workers blinking
possibility.
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Why are these
And as Stanley
rooms
pondered
the
this,
same?
he began to make other strange observations.
What the
For
heck?
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
No.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they
You
simply
think?
repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
No,
And at last,
this is definitely
he
not
came
real.
to the conclusion that had been on the
Wait,
tip
are
of
we
his
going out of
tongue. He
sequence?
just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Yeah, I'm
he yelled.
dreaming.
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
I
His
want out.
co-workers
Please
weren't
let me out.
actually gone.
How do I get out of
He
here?
wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself,
What if I go back?
suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
This is lucid?
he imagined
I don't
himself
have control of
flying
anything.
and
If
began
I
to
is it
gently
lucid, I
float
could be able
above
to
the
punch that
ground.
car and whoa, I'm flying.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
Let me out.
And it too appeared. It was so much fun.
This isn't
and Stanley
fun.
marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Oh, more stars.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
What?
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
This
I'm
is
dreaming
strange,
about
yeah.
a voice describing me, thinking
Okay, I
about
want
how
out.
it's
This
describing
is
my
this is
thoughts.
demoralizing.
he
Let me out.
thought. And while he
Does
thought it
anything
all
change?
very odd,
Or is
and
it all
wondered
the
if
same?
this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course,
Let me out.
this was not a dream.
me out.
How could it be?
I
Was
want
Stanley
out.
simply deceiving himself? Believing
want
that if he's asleep,
out.
he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Yes, it's
After
quite
all,
shocking.
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How
me
else
a
would the voice
cold
explain
one.
all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely,
Stop
if he could
screaming!
just...
You're
He
scaring
would
me!
prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
I'm in
that this
control.
was a
Yes.
dream. So he closed his eyes gently,
Okay.
and he invited
close my
himself
eyes.
to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
I feel right at home.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up,
Yeah,
he
let's do
thought
that.
to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
It was kind
Let
of
me
fun,
go back to
but
my
it got
job.
old.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Maybe
It's all
not.
I
Well,
want.
maybe we can get a different
I
job.
want my
maybe in the
apartment,
infirmary.
and my wife, and my job. All I want is
I
my
wanna see
life
my wife.
exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
Can we wake up now?
I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Normal's stretching it.
I am okay.
Oh, wow. This guy is so therapeutic. No! No!
Stanley began screaming. Please,
How does it know that?
someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am
This
real.
is
Please,
so
can someone
bad.
tell me I'm real? I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Stop it!
Oh,
I'm freaking out! I'm freaking out! Ah!
It went black.
What? What's going on? Am I dead?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Okay.
She rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on
what did
this
she do?
particular day, her
Oh, what-
walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and
Was I
then
just
collapsed
crazy?
dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This
Yeah,
much she
this is
knew.
actually really crazy.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Wow.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what
is
is
an
real
achievement. Good
and
job.
what isn't.
Stanley
It was
is
comforting
obviously
to
just
think
a
this,
crazy person.
and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But
Oh,
then she
wow.
remembered the meeting she had
That's-
scheduled for
that's
that
just
day.
douchebag
The very
right there.
important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had
Okay.
no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ran?